The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? Oh man. I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. No! So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. Alright. Welcome back, everyone. It's Light here. And we're moving on to the Apollo Justice Trilogy. I'm so excited. Gosh, the music and the screen is so clean and the music is so good. Just for the title screen, I can't wait to see what the games are like. Oh boy. Alright. Aww. That's so cool. What the heck? Alright, time to start Apollo's journey with Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I have not played this game since the DS days, so I wonder how much of this I remember. Here we go. Alright. Time to finish off playing all the ports by re-experiencing Apollo's journey. Oh, I remember this. It looks so much cleaner though, I love it. Showdown time. You lose. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh boy. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. Oh, I wonder who was speaking. Oh man. I remember who was speaking. Alright, it's April 20th, 9:37 AM, and we're in the defendant lobby number 3. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No! I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? Hi, I'm fine. I got up at 5 AM to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Oh yeah, the Chords of Steel. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. Oh man. As it happens, I died with him the night of the murder. Can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Oh, Apollo. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, There's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Hey, look who it is. Whoa. Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. First trial. Nervous. Meeting him. Cardiac arrest. Oh, I remember that line. That's one of my favorite lines. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help me. Me when I try to have a conversation. So you're fine. I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? Oh, I remember that too. I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why? You'll see. Huh? You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It's time. Shall we? Yes, sir. Oh boy. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. Court is now in session. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is, fine. Ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Heck, too late. Your name was Mr. Justice? And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Ahem, Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. My client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? I don't think that's the problem here. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne. Oh my gosh. To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borch Bow Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack! Killed him cold. A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was the pianist for the club, it seems? Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Nice. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. Court record. Right. I've heard of that. Hold on. Okay. 2 a.m. April 17th. Caused by a single blow to forehead. This is the crime scene photo. And this is the wine juice. Or wine juice. Grape juice. Oh. Okay. I'll look at it later. And our profiles and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Use R to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, just use R. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant, but just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. Traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant. That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borch Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No. The motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Indeed, it appears the defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim, yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. Competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. How poetic. That's one way to describe what was going on. Come again. The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women. That will be our first order of business here, then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards. Oh boy. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. You can do it. Alright, the competition. I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play in the competition, and there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy. Pianist who can't play piano? And a defense attorney who can't defend? Hey! Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. He can defend. He was known as an ace attorney, in case you forgot. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Yay! I love the OST for Apollo's game. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher in course in cross-examination? Nope. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I think you better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it. Know it. Do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright? I love the way he stares into space like that. As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Sure. It's not like he used to bluff in court or anything. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Awesome. Alright. Do I want to press? I probably want to press, right? Let's see. Play game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. Game, and our customers are happy. They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. What? I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost. I've never lost once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borch Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. But black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. Smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. Okay. 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely, cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands. What? This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Heck! Ugh, I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right, there's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand, and I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. Yep, that tends to be how these things work. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. But your fingerprints are on it, sir. Can I just present that? Let's do it. Objection! Yay! Opening objection awarded. Nice. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? Hee. Oh my gosh. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Nothing to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't... Go away. Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. Yes. To brain someone with the bottle. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything, you'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. No, speak up. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright, but still, that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Okay. The victim was murdered in a small room in a basement, 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above the ground. Okay. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see, and this is the phone that made the call. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Irk! Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. Hee. You're as good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Oh, I'm ready. Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Oh, it's her. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? Oh, man. I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. No! So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are assured it is okay. Now the prosecution. Oh boy. Whoa, wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. These are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be? My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borchsbell Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve Borch, that is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other service. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's pictures. Like, for example, this one. Oh. So that's the defendant? Indeed, on the night of the murder. Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. Indeed, that is the victim. Okay, they were having a chat, so what? Order. This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is the same way as I drop cold bowls of borched on laps of customers, casually. Is she actually dropping bowls on customers? I'm hoping they're like rude customers. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Alright. Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me, the hideout? It is room where famous gangster bad guy was arrested. Is room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise, it is lovely. I will post by courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want a copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orley, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... I wouldn't be so hasty, Justice. Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on, da. The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on locket at his neck. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, da. That man flew at victim, and is strangling him to death. But he wasn't strangled, he was... Yeah. Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Oh, Justice. Ahem, Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? I mean yes, imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Alright. Both players played with hats on. The victim plays full time with his hand that locked at his neck. Then last hand is done. Something terrible has happened. The victim strangling him to death. Alright, I already know what I'm doing. I'm not pressing anything, I'm presenting, because she says strangling, but death was caused by a single blow to the forehead. Oh really? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Normal customers only choke on borched. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Heck! Miss Orley, really now, did you witness the crime? Oh boy. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Alrighty. But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck. Oh really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Oh, he was thinking aloud? Oh my gosh. New hats on. Victim plays full time. Something terrible has happened. Okay. You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. I must be forgetting this, duh. Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony. Oh, duh. I'm sorry, Your Honor. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled him, then hit him? Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, Orly. There's no marks on his neck. Is that what we need to present? Oh wait, not that. Place with locket on neck, but there's no locket at his neck here. Is there one here? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. Alright. I think we gotta present this. Because the locket's not there. Yes! You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? We are to believe this witness's testimony as is, and the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It is quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah, Eric? The defendant... What do you have to say to this? Say, yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket, with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket, too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Because it's not. Oh, now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear that the defendant lost, badly. Oh? Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Da-da. Why'd she make that face? Interesting. Alrighty. The game began with 3,500 point-in chips for each man. House chips come in 2 sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. For our last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I'd done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I... Oh, what was that? And now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Wrong, or there was cheating involved. Okay. There's coming 2 sides, small and large. One who was winning, victim, and it could all chips on table and lose. And that loss was decided. Last hand. It was largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind. It appears that both the defendant and the victim's hands are in this picture. That is truly an excellent hand, however, so is the victim's. One with highest number wins, so defendant loses. The victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next. Once cards laid down on table, it happened. And? What happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble, da. I did not believe such thing would happen. What such thing? Please, you must believe. I had no idea. How could such a thing occur? What such thing? Niet. The defendant had been hitting the victim. Da, I saw it all happen right before me. I saw a bottle coming down on victim's head. Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime. Remember, your first goal is to gather information. Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Okay, so we gotta press the rest. Alright. Are those the usual starting points? Were any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, exactly 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. Interesting. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh, of course. Oh, why is she trembling like that? Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Yes. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to explain? To be explained? Oh, go away, Pain. Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle cop. Not a... Thanks. You know, Gregson would prefer fish and chips. Just say that I pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. 2 types of chip, 100 points chip and 1,000 points chip. It is not money, da. Justice. Sir. Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add her to add to her testimony? Yes. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Same. Very well, witness, if you would be so kind. Da, Your Honor. Other kinds worth 1,000, 2 kinds in all. One is worth 100, the other is 1,000. Which one is which, though? Did she say? I don't think she said, though. Let me see. Maybe she'll explain if I ask her. Mr. Gavin said this testimony is important. To be honest, I have no idea why. Mr. Justice, do the court a favor and think of what you want to say before raising your hand. You're not in kindergarten. Ugh, sorry, I'm fine. I'd better think of something to ask. And quick. The 2 types of chips. Duh. The small ones are 100 and the big ones are 1000. Right? Right, of course. Ah! Don't waste our time. Is that all? Yeah. Great. Mr. Gavin made me stop her and now I'm the one who looks dumb. Oh, Justice. Please try not to embarrass me like that. Huh? Who? Me? There's a clear contradiction in the information you have in your hands. What? It's a simple matter of calculation. Go on, try it. We're not in kindergarten after all. Calculation? So it's true that it's the other way around. That's what I was thinking. If that's the case. Is that the case? You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won. You're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Duh! Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up. But the totals? Oh, okay. Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, if my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. Oh, that's right, I remember. It's the other way around. Gotta turn the thinking around. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. Well, why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Starting points were wrong. Chip count was wrong. Both were right. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer. Well, what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. Haha. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing! Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah! Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points, and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100 points. Well now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible! My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning! Yeah! Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? Ah. She knows something, all right. Order, order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the... Oh? Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, see what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. Oh, a cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. Wow, this case certainly has taken a turn. But interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating. In the final hand. Well, isn't this interesting now? The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument, duh. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Oh, that's what we're going with now? Okay. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin, what's a full house? Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker. Why would he need to know poker to be a lawyer? Oh my gosh. I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair, and 1 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Okay. Wow, they both have full houses. You forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Exactly. Unless we have the hands reversed. Both had full house, 4 of each card in deck, and ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. At the moment game becomes argument that the defender's trick was exposed. Do you recall what the men were arguing about? Yeah, I believe so. The victim, he shouts, "You are a cheater," and then the defendant shouts something like, "I have objection." Starting objection, eh? Old habits are hard to break. First he bluffed his way through the courtroom. Now he bluffs his way through life. Mean. However, Mr. Wright lost the hand. That seems to cast a shadow of doubt on Mr. Smith. Humiliation from losing even when cheating. That is what set fire to defendant's heart. So what did the flaming defendant do next? Flaming defendant, I love that. And his name is Phoenix too, that's funny. Okay. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. A 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2. Obviously, cheating was afoot, or perhaps I should say, a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well, the witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. 3 aces, Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. No. You only have 4 aces. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name? Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of the chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? Hold on. Can we see who she said had Mr. Smith's hand 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2? That this is not an ace, but a king. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. No. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's his 5th ace? I see cheating, alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. Yay! Get him, Justice! 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin, who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards? Mr. Payne? Eric, yes? The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? Do we want to see the victims or the defendants? Let's view the defendant's hand. If what I'm thinking is right, that should be the case, right? Let's start with Mr. Wright's hand. The defense would like to view the defendant's hand. Very well, Mr. Payne, your evidence. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Well now, let's see what we have here. Right, sir. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using, okay, turn every which way, X and Y, okay. Should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. And check on the aces, I guess. No clues here. Oh, is it supposed to like glow? It's something important? No. Find anything you'd like to share with the court. Not unless you count utter confusion. Perhaps you'd best examine the victim's cards next. Of course, you can always give these cards another look. Examine the other hand of cards. Yes, we'll look at the other hand. Guess I'll examine the victim's cards. Your Honor, the defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's hand. Granted, but make it quick, Mr. Justice. Okay. Don't worry, justice is always swift. Oh, hey, excuse me. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. Eh? That's impossible. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Oh! What was that, Miss Orley? No. Yet. I merely said, da. I have eek. Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend. A comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Wait, so you mean... This witness, Miss Orley. She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Oh, got her. Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. Of her mistake. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible, but I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Yay! Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means... I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Oh. Clack, clack, clack. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice. Your Honor. It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it. I held out. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Oh my gosh! Guess who it is? Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? Well, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous! Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent. For the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before! That's what he just said, what? Okay. The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. You used a red deck for the last game. I see. But that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Oh yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? Alright. My theory... I'm gonna go with after the murder, right? That's what makes the most sense. Obviously during the murder wouldn't make sense, and before the murder during the game would be weird. They'd definitely get caught. They're different colored backs, right? Let's go. Perhaps it happened after the murder. Well, what's that? What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me. How do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the backs of the cards are different colors? See, yep. If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to the crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. But there's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room, alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? Ooh. Okay. I think we'll answer this one next time. My theory though, I think it's someone else, because they gave us the option of someone else. I don't think it was Phoenix, obviously. Right? Definitely wasn't Olga because she was surprised. Genuinely surprised. She's like, no, I put that in Wright's hand. Alright. Guess we'll find out who it was next time. Oh, this has been awesome. I'm so excited. Oh boy. I love how much is coming back to me as I play it. But still, a lot of it is I still don't remember. It's been a long time. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next one, where we dig further for the truth. See you later.